Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yutam Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranavami Hari Priye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. So, anyone remembers from last week what we are discussing? Anything? Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, sir. Anyone remember that story about Vishnu, Lakshmi Devi, Vishnu, and a miser, layperson who? Yeah. Actually, I forgot to complete the story. I forgot part of the final part of the story. So, Vishnu, seeing this, how miser this person is, he starts laughing, and he says, "I had a lot of entertainment today because of you. So you ask me, I will give you whatever you want. You ask me what you want." So, any guess what the person might have asked? Lakshmi. Yeah. Like if he had asked Lakshmi, that would have been good. The person asked, "Please don't ask me to pay whatever I promise you to pay. 100 rupees or whatever is." So, like that, sometimes what happens is when we go into some undergo some miseries in life, we pray very what do you call with great force, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, to Bhagwan. And then we can actually make some connection also, like we can feel God is responding. And then, but then during that time, what we do is we tell him, we ask him for some simple thing. So just like this 100 rupees, we ask something very simple. And then God also looks at it and says, "Pagal hai kya hai? I'm trying to give him something, and then he just asking me for this simple thing." Like that. So that's why we should also know what to ask and how to ask also. So for that also we have to read Shastra, scriptures. Because Dhruv Maharaj, when he was doing tapasya, he went to the forest, he meditated and he did tapasya. And then the Lord actually gave him darshan. So Dhruv Maharaj went and did tapasya to get a kingdom that is much, much bigger than his father and grandfather and like that. So, but Vishnu gave him darshan. And then Dhruv Maharaj was only a small child, he's only 5 years old. He can't even say anything. So, out of compassion, Vishnu touched with his conch his head. And then he could actually say some words. So there's in Srimad Bhagavatam, we see the prayers of Dhruv Maharaj, where he says wonderful prayers. But one of the prayers he says is, "My dear Lord, I was asking for a broken pieces of glass and all these nonsense things. But now that I had your darshan, I don't want anything. I just had your darshan, so I don't want anything." Then what did Lord do? He didn't say, "Oh, good, Dhruva, you don't want anything? All right, bye, I'm going." He didn't go like that. He said, "My dear Dhruva, did you forget that you wanted a kingdom that's bigger than your father and grandfather, whatever?" And then Dhruva said, "Yeah, of course, I don't want it." And then Vishnu said that you are actually going to have a kingdom that is much, much, you are going to have a separate loka. I'm going to create a separate world for you. And in that world, even when the material world gets destroyed, that world doesn't happen anything to it. And that is called Dhruvaloka. It creates and then all the planets actually they orbit around the Dhruvaloka. And then it says, even on the eighth planet, you rule for 32,000 years. And then after doing everything, you come back to me. Like that is. So Vishnu gave in so many boons without asking. Because Krishna or Vishnu is Bhavagrahi Janardana. First he understands what is in our heart, but then he also gives what is actually good for us as well. So like that. So last week we are doing this yoga. So let us start. Uh, so last week we are doing the yoga, different types of yoga, and then I want to go to all the slides. We'll start from here. Oh, so we have. Oh, okay, because we haven't started sharing. 1 minute. Share entire screen. Okay, man. Okay, man. Now I have to minimize this. Okay. So we have seen Hare Krishna Mataji. We have seen all these different types of yoga, and we have seen this yoga ladder. So karma yoga. Okay. So this is called the yoga ladder. So these are different steps people go through. So they start as a performing karma yoga, which is both sakama karma yoga and nishkama karma yoga. So sakama karma yoga is one, when he is doing something, he expects some results from it. So he's expecting some results for it. So that's why it's not even listed here. It's not even treated as yoga. But once someone starts performing nishkama karma yoga, when someone is actually working for the Lord without selfish desire for personal gain, so that's called karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga. The next one is Jnana Yoga, process of elevation to spiritual consciousness through cultivation of philosophical knowledge. So this is what a lot of Jnanis do. They do what you call Manan Chintan. They do read scriptures and then also Vichara. They are always thinking, speculating, thinking about what is the origin of life, what all these things. So these are Jnana Yogis. And then what is their destination? They attain Brahman realization. And then there is the Ashtanga Yogi. Ashtanga Yoga is the process of mechanical meditation, controlling mind and senses to help. So Ashtanga Yoga we have seen, what is that? Asana, pranayama, pratyahara, all these 8 steps we'll go through again. So finally, once they come to this samadhi, then they actually. So what do they meditate on? Jnana avasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginam. Say that a yogi meditates on Paramatma in his heart. So by that Paramatma meditation, the yogi gets liberation. So in that, there's 2 classes you can see in Ashtanga yogis. One type of Ashtanga yogi is one who has got some, is not completely pure, he's got some desires, still has got some desires, and he's not purified. So Sukadeva Goswami explains, or sorry, we'll see in the next slide. So there's 2 types of Ashtanga yogis. One is a yogi who is completely pure, he doesn't have any desires. So he meditates on Paramatma and then he gets liberation. Whereas this other yogi, what he does, he's got some desires. So because of the desires, he was advised to meditate on the Virat Rupa of the Supreme Lord. Virat Rupa is not actually a permanent or true form of the Lord, it's an imagination of the Lord, where the sadhaka is told to concentrate on everything that he sees. He told to concentrate on all the planets and all the galaxies and all the trees, oceans, everything as a part of the Lord. So then what is it? Virat Rupa, once he everything that he sees, he considers part of the Supreme Lord, and that's what he meditates upon. And slowly, then he goes to different lokas. Because there's 2 types of people generally we see. I'm going from Melbourne to Sydney. So one type of person, like Prabhuji, yes, I'm a sincere, bolta hai, like, okay, just let me take a car or something, and then just go straight to Sydney. Then someone like Ayushman, he was more curious. He says, "Arey, Sydney tak ja rahe, no? Why don't we look at all the places?" So he stop at what is that, Goulburn or whatever, and all these different places. I would take a PTV instead. But Sydney. No. So he stops different places and looks and then goes. Similarly, the Ashtanga yogi who's not completely purified, he goes to different planets. And then slowly, finally, he goes and merges into the Supreme Lord, the liberation. Whereas the Bhakti yogi is actually worshipping the Supreme Lord, and he won't. Hare Krishna Bhoji, Nandapura, Hare Bol. A devotee, Bhakti yogi, he goes straight to the spiritual world, back to Goloka, Vrindavan. From planet Earth to Golok Vrindavan, straight. So these are the different types. Let's finish these slides and then I'll show you something else.
Why do you say it ladder? Like, do we have to achieve it in every step, or we can do all 4 at the same time?
If you are doing devotional service, everything will be done in one step. Bhakti yoga actually consists of everything. Jnana, karma, ashtanga, everything is a package. Whereas these people who are doing karma yoga or jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, they are actually doing one part of it. But whatever it is, unless there is bhakti to it, jnana mishra bhakti, karma mishra bhakti, ashtanga, yoga mishra bhakti, unless there is bhakti, they can't actually progress. So at least if they have bhakti, then they can keep progressing. So yeah, good question. Any other questions? So this is karma yoga we are seeing now. And jnana yoga, impersonal, they meditate on the Brahman feature. Engage in patan, speculative knowledge, troublesome thoughts, promoted to bhakti through association of pure devotee. So if someone is lucky, they meet a devotee. And then once they meet a devotee, then their whole life changes. And then otherwise, the Gyanis are actually very, they also follow so many rules and regulations, and they do a lot of austerities, everything. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the path is troublesome. So, for example, there's so many philosophers. There's JK. You know JK? Jiddu Krishnamurti. So he's a Gyani philosopher. So he says they go through so much of thinking and mental speculation. Finally, they say that someone asked him, "Is God is there or not? Why do you bother?" They say, "No." So they don't have definitive answer to anything. And then they speculate and think on everything. Like one time, my brother went to this discourse of all the Gyanis. They call it, in Hyderabad. So I asked him, "What was the topic you went and discussed?" And he said, "Today we discussed on the topic called why a dog is called a dog." Okay. And you were, I said, the whole time you are, yeah. So many people came up with so many amazing arguments and saying, one person saying dog is because we call it dog because it's got a dog mentality. So someone else says it looks like a dog. So that is just speculation. And then Ashtanga Yoga, we have seen mechanical process, which consists of eightfold mystic yoga. And it is also, it's got a lot of rules and regulations they have to follow. So, and then we have seen this one also. So this is when people perform Ashtanga Yoga, they get this Ashtasiddhis. So these are the different steps of Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, practicing self-restraint. Niyama, control and discipline. And asana, how you sit is also important. They explain you have to sit with your back straight and all that, concentrate on the tip of your nose and so many things. And you should be sitting on the kusha grass, this. And then pratyahara, trance induced by stopping all breathing. So they focus so much on breathing, pranayama. First, initially, they uh, observe the breath. There is a yoga technique called soham. Soham means I used to do, but I forgot. Soham means basically when you inhale, it sounds as if so, and when you exhale, it sounds as if hum. So these people, what they have to do is just focus on your breath and say when you're breathing in, soham, soham, soham. That's all they have to do for hours and hours. So, no. And then withdrawing the senses. And then dharana is the steadying of the mind, transcendental meditation. And dhyana is concentrating on the Paramatma form. And samadhi is the complete relaxation. But then we also discussed about all the siddhis. So what happens is when people practice Ashtanga Yoga, they get some siddhis. And then once they get the siddhis, then they start thinking, oh my God, actually, I think I'm so special for all these people. I think I'm God. So, like that, they start thinking, or they get disturbed by whatever. Like if someone has got some siddhi, like curing some disease or something, then he becomes famous, and everybody will be coming to his place, and then he becomes so busy. There will be so many devotees, and then every day he'll be busy looking after people and whatever eating or whatever, and then his main purpose will be lost. Just like Bharat Maharaj, he gave up his kingdom, went to Himalayas to practice this devotional service, and then because of a small deer, he lost all his focus. He was just looking after the small deer, where the deer is going, did the deer eat today or not, all these things. And then finally, he just gave up his body thinking of the deer. Whereas one should give up their body thinking of Ande Narayana Smriti. He gave up his body thinking of the deer. But anyway, the Lord is so merciful that he made him remember his previous life, So that's why next two lives he was still had the memory. So the next life he had was the life that of a deer because he was thinking of deer. And after that, the next life he was born as a Jada Bharat, where by birth he knows he is a Brahmagyani, he understood everything. And then he was acting like a completely dumb person. But when the right time came, when the right person came, Maharaj Raguna, when Maharaj Raguna understood the greatness of Jada and he took his shelter and asked him to give him knowledge, then Jada explained everything to him. So that is the let's yes, cities. Or cities are like towers. Yes, like they can fly in the air, they can make their body smaller. So suppose someone is in this room, they can have multiple bodies. They can enter into someone else's body, parakaya pravesha, ishta prapti. They if they want some like it happened in Mahabharata as well. Yeah, they have all had. Arjun started this. It's like that. What are the speed? Yeah, so there is animosity. They can increase their size like anything or decrease the size. They can become like a molecule, less than a molecule, and walk through this mm, wall. Kamya Vasita Siddhi. They can control somebody, not somebody. They can control so many thousands of people. So that's why sometimes these Babajis and all that they have so many crazy followers because they have this, some of these siddhis. And then Vasita Siddhi is like having the power. So power like a powerful like elephant or something like that. And Ishita Siddhi. This is what is that? Manipulate means suppose it's too hot, then he can say, "Oh, come on, just rain, please come," and the rain will come. And everything becomes cool. So manipulating the material nature, and then Prakhamya Siddhi. So what is that? Enjoying. Yeah. So Prapti Siddhi. So desiring something and it fulfills. So and then Lagima Siddhi, increasing the weight, decreasing the weight, and then Mahima Siddhi, becoming famous. Everyone thinks he's a god or something like that. So these are all the siddhis. So, what if it's an inherent danger to the eight siddhi? Yeah, yeah, because then what happens is once you get some siddhi, then you get followers, and then you think you have some special power, and then you start thinking that, oh, maybe I am actually a avatar of the Lord, or maybe I'm a god myself, like that people think. So and then thing is destroyed because Jivera Swarupaya, Hai Krishna, Nitya Dasa. A living entity is always a servant of the Lord. Doesn't matter whatever he do or how much big he becomes. So he's still a servant. So Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. hmm, So Shravanam Kirtanam, what is that? Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam, Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service. Prahlad Maharaj tells this. So what is this? This is the easiest means to achieve. Dormant inherent position means we all have these things. We all like to hear something nice. We all like to recite something. If nothing, at least Bollywood songs. So that is there, always there. So it's inherent. It is there. Smaranam. We like to remember some people we met in our life. Oh, he was such a nice person. So they are all there with us, but presently they are directed towards other things, not to the Lord. So which means they are actually in the opposite way. So by devotional service, all these processes we make them active. So in devotional service, three things are there: the Supreme Lord, Jivatma, Paramatma, and then Seva. So that's all. Three things: servitor, served, and service. In Jnana and then in Ashtanga Yoga, there is no service because they are actually worshipping only Brahman. Brahman is nothing but a light, effulgence from the Lord. So if they reach the Brahman, then they feel blissful and then they stay there. But there is no service. What can you serve to the light? Nothing. So that's why Bhakti Yoga is called culmination of all yogas. And it's a gradual, direct. So there's two options. It's a direct process or gradual process. Means basically it depends on how much we practice. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purushata. You can do slowly, you can do it slowly as well, or you can do it with Tivrena. So that's why it's saying gradual and direct, and the choice is ours. So
4, 5, 6, 7. If you can take a few sentence.
oh, sorry. Okay.
But save now.
Yeah, Pada Sevanam, serving the lotus feet. Serving the lotus feet means worshipping the not only Supreme Lord, worshipping devotees as well. Uh, Serving the lotus feet means it doesn't mean that you just catch hold of the feet and you're always massaging. No, not like that. That is a part of it. But serving the lotus feet actually means is helping, doing service, whatever they need. Like if there is some sadhus or somebody serving the lotus feet, doesn't mean that you just go and massage 24 hours their feet. So you look after them, you ask them what you want, or you give them some food, or if they want some work to be done, or things like that. So that is serving. But then our focus is attention is always in the lotus feet. And then Archanam is worshipping, like we do Archanam. So that is the deity worship. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. That is the deity worship. Archanam is deity worship. So deity worship. Yeah, we'll come to it. So deity worship, they're all part of it only. But so deity worship, what we do, we offer, we welcome the Lord. Then we give him nice, what you call agarbatti. With agarbatti, there's a nice smell, so we welcome the Lord. Then we give him lamp with a lamp, So and then lamp, agarbatti, lamp, all this paraphernalia. First we show it to the feet, then to the navel, then to the face, and then the whole body. So that's why when you are doing first feet, navel, face, and then the body. So first is Dhoop. Second is Deep. Then we give him water. So because if someone comes home, you give him water to wash your feet or drink or something. And then we give him a cloth. So means to clean the hands or wipe, like that. And then after that, we give them flowers, nice flowers. So, and then after that, chamara, so that they feel nice breeze. So these are the main ingredients. And before that, we actually blow conch, and after that, we blow conch again when everything is finished. So these are the minimum things we do. But it is said that actually there are 64 items of offering that you can do. So we do only how many? 6 or 7 or 8. 64 items you can do like that. So Archanam and Vandanam is offering prayers. So that's what we do. Whole Srimad Bhagavatam is full of prayers. So prayers where we are telling our heart, putting our heart to the Supreme Lord. When Acharyas say the prayers, they are putting their heart to the Lord and they are glorifying how magnanimous you are, how glorious you are, like that. We can also write our prayers. Unfortunately, we don't know Sanskrit, but then we can write in English and we can offer to the Lord. So these are prayers. And yeah, prayers are our personal messages to the Supreme Lord. So, of course, because at this stage we don't know what is, as I was telling, we don't know what to ask, what not to ask. When we actually read the prayers of our acharyas, they have actually chalked out everything nicely. So, there is Brahma Samhita, and also in the morning we do at our home, we do Brahma Samhita. ईश्वर परमा कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादि आदिर गोविंदम सर्वकारण कारणम चिंतामणि प्रकर सद्मचकल्प वृक्ष्या लक्ष्यावतेषु सुरभिर्विपालयन्तं लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतम् नमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Like that. So it's all glorifying the Supreme Lord. So that is offering prayers. And dasyam, servitorship. So you become like a servant of Krishna. So that's what Arjuna was like to Krishna. Akrura also to Krishna. And then Sakyam, friendship, like Krishna's friends in Subala, Madhumangala, all this in Vrindavan. Or who's that other friend, Krishna's friend? Sudama, yeah. Sudama. So, like that. And then Atma Nivedanam. Atma Nivedanam means Sharanagati, surrender. Means say, I don't have anything, I don't have anyone, you are completely. You are my father, you are my mother, you are my shelter, everything. So Atma Nivedanam, complete surrender. So these are all the 9 processes. So this is just one more slide. So step 1, duty worker performing rituals for elevation to heavenly planets, regulate the sense gratification in accordance with scriptures, karma kanda. Renouncing fruits of one's labor, karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga. Renouncing fruits, speculative knowledge about Brahman, and austerity, that is Jnana yoga. See, as the ladders are going up, this is difference. Then step 3, renouncing fruits, plus knowledge, plus control of mind and senses by Ashtanga yoga, meditation and Paramatma or Super Soul, that's Ashtanga yoga. 4 is loving devotional service to Supreme Lord, Bhakti yoga. So, because only Bhakti yogis actually attain this Bhagavan realization, complete realization. So, and then only these Bhakti yogis have true love for Lord. They don't want anything return. You know that story, Once Krishna he was acting like that anyway, headache. And then Narada came and then he said, my dear Narada, please give me some dust from your feet. And because it is said that the dust of feet, from the feet of these people, personalities like you are very powerful. I am having headache, I'll put it. If you put it on me, then it will go away. Narada said, my dear Lord, what is this? I will go to hell if I give the dust from my feet. No, I won't do that like that. And then he said, okay, can you go and ask anyone if anyone can? And he asked a few people, no one said, no, we can't do. Then Krishna said, just can you go and ask this in Vrindavan, our gopis and gopis, can you ask them if they can give? And then Narada went and asked, see, Krishna is having headache. And then he said, the only way you can get rid of headache is if he gets this from someone's feet. So can you please give him? And they all said, we want to give. And Narada said, what is this? You're not scared of going to hell or no, like that. He said, no, let it be. Let us go to hell, no problem. If Krishna is losing the headache, we are ready to go to hell. So that is devotee. That is bhakti. So that is why Krishna is controlled by his devotees. Krishna says that actually in Bhagavatam, Krishna says that to these Brajvasis, these gopis, he says that, my dear gopis, You have given up your family, your relationships, everything just for me, and you have done so much for me. I don't know what can I give you. I can't give you anything. He says, Supreme Lord says. So yeah. Mm, okay. Asceticism without self knowledge is imperfect. Means performing tapasya without doing why you're. I used to have a colleague. Every Thursday he used to fast, and I asked him, "Why are you fasting?" He told me, "I don't know. My grandmother asked me to fast. I'm fasting." So tapasya without knowledge or self knowledge is imperfect, and then empiric knowledge without surrender is also imperfect. So as I was saying, no, Sharanagati. Until you surrender, you still keep thinking that I am actually Purusha Bhava. I am God, maybe one day I'll become God, like that. And fruitive work without devotion is waste of time. So we'll discuss about that. Thus, Bhakti Yoga is most praised by the Lord. So, okay, this one is finished, but I want to show you something else. So today, let us go out of syllabus for some time. No, not out of syllabus, actually. Um, it's from Srimad Bhagavatam, but not sure. Yeah, okay. So, okay. So this is Sukadeva Goswami answering Parikshit Maharaj. So I'll tell you the little bit of context about this one. So Sukadeva Goswami was cursed by a Brahmin boy called as Shringi to die within 7 days. Hmm. So because what he done was Parikshit Maharaj, sorry, what Parikshit Maharaj did was he went to a cottage of a rishi and he asked for some water because he was hunting and he felt thirsty. And the rishi was in deep meditation, in samadhi. So he did not notice that king has come or he was asking for water or anything. So Parikshit Maharaj got angry and then as he didn't know what to do, and the punishment he thought, okay, let me insult him. And he put a dead snake around the neck of the rishi. The rishi's name was Shamika Rishi. And then he went away. So, and then some people saw this and then informed Shamika Rishi's son, Shringi, that oh, some king has come here, he put a dead snake around your father's neck. And then Shringi went, saw his father, and he was very upset. He was crying, tears were coming from his eyes. Then he got angry. And then he cursed that whoever did this to that king who did this to my father, he shall die within 7 days by the curse. Hmm? Sharp data, no? Like that. Within 7 days. Hmm. Bitten by a bird, by a snake bird called Takshaka. Hmm. Takshak is a very powerful bird, snake bird, which it's got wings and it can fly as well. So, and then the news came to uh, Parikshit Maharaj that he's been cursed and he's going to die in 7 days. So, Parikshit Maharaj did not try to retaliate or do anything. Hmm? In fact, it is said that what is that words? Tiraskruta vipralabda sapta kshipta hata api nasti kut um, bhakta. It says Tiraskruta Vipralabda Sapta Kshipta Hata Api. Nasti Pratikurvanti Tadbhakta. So it's a devotee, even though he's neglected, he's defamed, all these things, even though he's killed also, he doesn't take revenge. He understands that everything is happening to the will of the Lord. Hmm. And then, so Parikshit Maharaj understood this is the arrangement of the Lord. So he said, okay, no problem. So he did not, Parikshit Maharaj was so powerful, he could have contracted the curse and given the other curse to the Brahmana, whatever. But he said, no, don't worry, I will accept it. As a prayashita, I will accept it. And then he went to the bank of river Ganges. And then he decided to fast until death. And then hearing this, all the rishis all over the world, they have come to see him. And then he asked one question to all the rishis assembled there. He asked them, what is the duty of a person who is about to die within 7 days? And what is the duty of a person, people who are actually living, who don't know when they are going to die? And then they are all waiting for an answer. Who is going to tell? Then Sukadeva Goswami enters the scene. And then Sukadeva Goswami is actually explaining this. So first, Sukadeva Goswami glorifies Parikshit Maharaj's question. Just like Ayushman asked a question, so it's I said, Ayushman, that's wonderful. So like that, Sukadeva Goswami asked, वर्यामेशते प्रश्न कृतो लोकाहितं नृप आत्मवित् सम्मत पुंसां श्रोतव्यादिषु यः परः. So Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, oh my dear king, your question is wonderful because it is beneficial to all kinds of people, because who is not going to die? Everyone is going to die at some point of life. Of course, Parikshit Maharaj is going to die in 7 days. But so many people don't know when they are going to die. Anytime they can die. So this is a wonderful question, beneficial to all kinds of people, approved by transcendentalists and this is the supreme subject matter. Variya neshate prashnan kuto loko hitam nrupa atmavid sammata pumsam shrotavyadishu yapara. So he is congratulating, he is saying wonderful question. So that is how a true guru, spiritual master, guru motivates his disciple to ask him questions. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of questions and answers only. There it's a dialogue between Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj, or Maitreya Muni and Vidura, or Shaunaka Rishi and Suta Goswami. Like that, it's a dialogue. So they're all asking questions and then the answers will be given. Also, there is one Yamaraj. There is a story in Katha Upanishad. Katha Upanishad, there is a story that there is one rishi called Yajas. What is time? There is a rishi. So that rishi is one day he's taken a vow that today I'm going to do a yajna in which, and after the yajna I'm going to donate whatever, everything that I have. Just like in Tirupati when they go, they do something called Nilu Dopidi. Means they go to the Tirupati Balaji and they say, okay Balaji, I have come here, I put whatever is jewels I have. So they say, okay, I have ring, I have gold chain, everything for everything. So like that, the Rishi was said, whatever I have, I'm going to donate today to all the people. And then what the Rishi was doing, he was donating all the cows and cows which are very old, and then bulls which are like not very powerful, means basically useless ones. So looking at all this, his son, what is the name of the son? Nachiketa. Nachiketa started worrying. Oh my God, my father said he is going to do dhan proper, but he's not doing it proper way. He's giving it some useless items. So he's going to get some karma or something. What should I do? He thought. Then he said, okay, I'm also his property. Then he went to his father and said, Father, you are donating everything. What about me? Who are you going to donate me to? He said. And then the father, they said he didn't bother. They said, go away. Then he went second time and, Father, please tell me, who are you donating me to? Third time also went, Father, please tell me, who are you donating me to? And then that Rishi got angry. And he said, no, ऐसा बोलते ना इधर, like go to hell, ऐसा बोलते ना, like that. He said, I'll give you to Yama. Yamaraj ko de dunga main tumko. And then Nachiketa took it to the heart. Oh my God, my father wants me to be donated to Yamaraj, but he is not coming. So maybe I'll go myself to Yamaraj. And Nachiketa went to Yamaraj. He had the power, so he went to Yamalok and he went to Yamaraj. But when Nachiketa went to Yamalok, Yamaraj was not there. He was out of station. He went somewhere. No. Maybe he was listening to Bhagavatam or something. They also need some break. So Yamaraj was not there. And Nachiketa said, I came here to meet Yamaraj. And servant said, and everyone said, oh, who this is a boy? What is he's not destined to die now. Why he wants to come here? So you're not allowed here. Tomorrow time nahi hai abhi. Don't come. So they kept him waiting near the entrance for 3 days. For 3 days, this boy Nachiketa was waiting without food and water. And then finally, after 3 days, Yavraj came. And then he saw this boy and said, oh, he was very sad. So such a nice Brahmin boy. And then he was shouting on the servants, why didn't you allow him? You didn't give him anything to eat or drink. And then he said, okay, sorry to keep you waiting. And because I kept you waiting for 3 days, I'll give you 3 boons. You ask whatever you want, 3 boons. And then Nachiketa said, all right, give me first boon that when I go back, my father won't be angry with me. Because Yamaraj said directly that whatever your father said is I'm not going to accept. And he was actually said out of anger anyway. So I'm not going to take you as a donation. He's not going to, like that he explained. So first boon he asked was whatever when I go back, my father should not be angry with me. So Yamaraj said, okay, so be done. It will be done. What is the second question? Second question said, I want to know a sacrifice, yajna, a fire sacrifice by which one can actually reach heavenly planets or something. So Yamaraj explained it. What is the third one? But third one he said that I want to know the secret of this life, birth and death. Is there really a life after death? And what is this death and birth? And Yamaraj was shocked. He said, what, my dear boy, what is this question you are asking? This is a question that not even the demigods, devatas can understand if I tell them. This is the most difficult subject matter, and you are asking me. I think you're not very intelligent, you don't know what to ask. No, if you want, you tell me, I'll give you a lot of money. I'll give you a kingdom. You go and rule the kingdom. You stay. Nachiketa said, no, 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 no. I don't want anything because I know they are all temporary. So I want something permanent. That is this knowledge I want. Then Yamaraj glorified him. He said, wow, what a wonderful question you asked, Nachiketa. He said, so this is a wonderful question, he said. And then said, you are asking the right person. I can answer you. I can only answer you like that. He was also glorifying himself. And then he explained what Yamaraj explained in Kathopanishad is basically Atma Tattva. The same thing that was repeated in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna from verse number chapter 2, verse number 12 to 22 or 23 about the soul. Same thing he says about the soul. So that's why it is said Bhagavad Gita is essence of all the Upanishad. Sarvo Upanishato Gavo Dogda Gopalanandana. So it's the essence of all the Upanishads. So basically explains what is the soul, for soul there is no death and all that. So that's how here Sukhdev Goswami is glorifying Parikshit Maharaj. And then second one, he says that the life of a Gruhamedi, the life of a Gruhamedi, should try to remember this song. Yeah. Sukhdev Goswami says, Shrotavyadishu Rajendra Nunam Shanti Sahasrashaha Aparyatam Atmatattva Gruheshu Gruhamedinam those persons who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of the ultimate truth, have many subject matters. So he is talking about normal people. Generally, when we go to some function or something, what do we talk? We just talk about general matters. It could be the political, it could be some social, it could be some sports related topic. Wherever the topic goes, we will just go on talking. Now, suppose if topic comes about cricket, then somebody will start from Gavaskar. Oh, Gavaskar was such a wonderful opening batsman. Even he come, he would play without helmet and all that. And then someone will say, no, no, Gavaskar is okay, but Sachin Tendulkar is so amazing. And then someone will say, no, 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 this Dhoni, when he hits the ball, they just ball goes everywhere. Then someone said, no, no, that is okay. Virat Kohli is actually now the current one, and Anshuman this is somewhere. So many matters for discussing. But then Sukdev Goswami is saying that these are all useless matters. You won't get anything with them. Similarly, politics. People talk about, that politician, this politician, that, this, or somebody suddenly says, actually, if Rajinikanth would have become chief minister, come into politics, he would have become chief minister. All these things, so nothing will happen with them. Just waste of time. So, Sukdev Goswami is saying that this is Brahmadi's life. Brahmadi, who is blind to ultimate truth, has many things to chant, hear, and remember. They can do all these things: social, economical, political. What is the bank mortgage, interest rate? That this is so many things, but they don't have time to chant the glories of the Supreme Lord or chant Hare Krishna mantra. So that's what Sukdev Goswami is saying. Hmm? He wastes his day in working hard for the family and night in sex and sleep. Nidraya hriyate naktam yavayena chava vayaha divacharte jarajan kutumba barane bhava. Yes, that's all he do. Looking after his family, or his relatives, or friends, or his countrymen, like that. No other things. Who's that? Hunter, Mrugari. Hunter Mrugari was killing animals. And then he was not only killing them, he was half killing them. So he would he'll cut their neck half and leave them. And then when they are shouting, Mrugari takes pleasure. He says, oh, both Mazara. Then Narada came and said, what is this hunter? What are you doing? Hmm? He said, no, no, I don't have time to kill them completely. So I'll kill them half and then kill other half so that they don't run away. Then I kill other half like that. It said. And then he said, why are you doing all this? He said, because for my family, he said. For my family, I'm doing. He said, can you go back to your family and ask them that you are doing all this for their sake? Are they going to take any of the karma that you are incurring? And Mugari says, okay, I'll go and ask. He went and asked them. And family members said, no, no, no. Why will you take your karma? Everything you have to bear. Then Mugari got shocked. Oh my God. And then he came back to Narada and said, no, they are not ready to accept any of the karma. But anyway, the family members, they get their karma anyway. But whether they accept it or not, that is the nature. That's why, some politicians or something, if someone earns money illegal means, the family actually suffers, for generations like that. Anyway, so that was like Gruhamedi. And then what Sukdev Goswami is saying, Dehapatra Kalatradishu Atma Sanyeshu Aswapi Tesham Pramatta Nidanam Pashyannapi Napashyati. Then Sukdev Goswami is explaining that this Grahamedi, he puts complete faith in what is it? Dehapatra Kalatradishu. He puts faith in fallible soldiers. Fallible soldiers means the soldiers they can't help him. Means he puts faith in his family members. He puts his faith in friends, relatives. But at the time of death, nobody can actually help someone. It's only the Lord Krishna who can help him. But then they think that no, no, no. You stay with me. You don't go anywhere. You stay near me. I'm feeling scared. Like that, all these things they are saying. We used to have a relative. When he became old, he would not let any of the family members go anywhere for long functions or anything like that. He says, "No, you stay here only in front of me." Why? Because I might give up my body. I'm scared. So when someone gives up, what can you do? You can't do anything. But then no, you don't go anywhere. So like that. So this is uh, develops a great faith in fallible soldiers and doesn't see his end coming. Therefore, those desiring freedom from death must hear about, glorify, remember Supreme Lord. तस्मात् भरत सर्वात्मा भगवान ईश्वरो हरिः श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च स्मार्तव्यश्च चाभ्यम abhayam. So that's why Sukadeva Goswami is saying that someone desiring freedom from fear of death and freedom from death, they should hear about, glorify, remember Supreme Lord. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma. And then here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, even Gyanis, Karmis, and Yogis can achieve highest perfection only if they give up their pulse and take up bhakti. एतावान् संख्य योगाभ्यं स्वधर्म परिनिष्ठया जन्मलब्ध परम पुंसाम् अन्ते नारायण स्मृति. And then, is there any proof? Yes, the proof is so many self-realized sages have taken pleasure in Harikatha. Bilamangal Thakur, who said to have lived in Vrindavan for 300 years, he was a blind. He's completely blind. But then Krishna would actually come and take care of him. As a coward boy, he would come and give him milk to drink, like that. So, and then he would take so much pleasure in Harikatha. So, Bilamangal Thakur written so many this Krishna Karnamrita and so many other nice verses. And then Sukadeva Goswami is explaining my own self. So this is from Bhagavatam. These verses are from Bhagavatam. We are reading Canto 2, chapter 1. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling, my own self, although I am fixed in Brahman, Lord's pastimes attracted me so much that I was forced to learn Bhagavatam from my father. You know the story of Sukadeva Goswami. He doesn't want to come out from the womb of his mother because he was scared that once I come out, then Kali is going to affect me. So he was not coming out. Then Vyasadeva has to request Krishna in Dwaraka to come and give him assurance that you come out, nothing will happen. So Krishna came out and said, gave him assurances, and then he went away. And then so Sukadeva Goswami also came out. But as soon as he came out, because he's a Brahmagyani, he started walking away, he's going away. No, he's not saying, oh, my dear mother, how are you? My dear father, how are you? Nothing like that. As soon as he taken birth, he just started walking away, going away. And then Vyasadeva was running after him, calling him Putra, Putra, Putra. And then he didn't turn around and anything. Then Vyasadeva sent two of his disciples to just go and recite some shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam. At least listening those shlokas, he might get attracted and come back. So the devotees went and the disciples went and they recited just two verses. What is that verse? Barhapidam natavarapu karnayom karnikaram bipsad kanakakapisham Vaijayantim chamalam rangrarveno radharasudaya gopa vrindavan. So he was explaining that this sloka explains how Krishna is entering the forest of Vrindavan. And then he's wearing a nice Vaijayanti mala, and then he's dressed up with the peacock feather, and then yellow dhoti, and all this. And the other words he said was, Aho Bakiyam Sanakalakutam. That's about the Putana. How Putana came and tried to kill him by giving poison milk. And as a gratitude, Krishna actually made her as a maid servant in spiritual world. So how glorious is Krishna? How merciful is Krishna? So Sukadeva Goswami is explaining. So my own self, although I was a Brahman Jnani, I became a devotee. So, and then he says, Falashruti. What is the Falashruti means? हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं यज्ञ फलश्रुति क्या होता है the essence of hearing these verses, Sukadeva Goswami is telling that if one faithfully hears Srimad Bhagavatam, which I am presenting you, one develops unflinching faith towards Supreme Lord. So that's what Sukadeva Goswami says. So that's how Sukadeva Goswami is answering Parikshit Maharaj questions by stating the superiority of bhakti. So these are some of the verses that glorify bhakti. I think we'll stop here, 9 o'clock. Anything else? Where are the beads? So, Prabhu, 9 o'clock, the time is 10-15 minutes, so which chanting is down. Yeah, just 1 minute. We'll do one round of Hare Krishna mantra chanting today. We'll start from today. So it's a nice day. Mataji, Jana దగ్గర బ్యాగ్ లో ఉంది. So anyone already doing chanting? Perfect.
Yes, right. But you will add during others. Yes. You do while Tuesday, it's good, but while you do while class is going on, it is good.
Just give one to each. Anyone doing chanting at home after that? How many? That's it. Nana Sai? Who just chanting? You're doing chanting? No? Okay, come here. Take this, please. आपको मिल गया मतलब आपको मिल So this is our Japmala. So Japmala is got 108 beads, and then the middle one is called Sumeru. So how we chant is we don't use this finger because this is क्या बोलते हैं उनको devil's finger. Because we use this finger to point out at people. So this is disqualified from chant. So that's why we use with the second finger. So thumb and second finger like that we hold, and then we go forward, not backward. So we go like this, like this, not like this. So we go forward, and once we come here, then we don't go around it, we turn around. So anyway, for today we'll do one round. So let's see. So first we'll do Panchatattva mantra. Panchatattva mantra, we do it because to get the mercy, and also if we do any offenses while chanting, then we'll not actually get any reactions for it. So we are taking the blessings from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva. Because this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. This is the Kali Yuga Dharma. He said, chant Hare Krishna mantra. Said. That's why we are taking his blessings. Then we chant. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Thank you very much. Sorry, time laga, no? It took some time because we are all chanting together. But if we chant together, then combined effect is actually more powerful. But normally, when you chant yourself, each round takes only like about 6 minutes, 7 minutes maximum. Later. And then when you're chanting, what you do is you don't do anything. You just hear to the whatever you're chanting. So hear to the sound. Hmm? If anyone wants to keep the beats, you can keep. If you want to, you're going to do every day, you can keep. Uh,
Why do we require the meat? Like,
because that is the recommended method. Because there is a saying, no, like unless you calculate, unless you count, then there is no goal. Like if you have 108, yeah, like that. If one round is like that, okay. But if they're chanting 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 16 rounds, still can. So it's a, and also when you're chanting, what happens is you're touching. So your senses are engaged. Thank you very much, beta. Your senses are engaged. That yeah, no problem. Yeah. Yes, you are chanting, so that's good. So it's online.
Gee, what's the difference like doing 16 bala in a row and doing it in 12 rows? I know it doesn't make much difference, but do you feel something better than doing in it?
Yes. Continuously, if you do, you can feel the Shakti, you can feel the power, you can feel the potency. Because what happens is when we break, then the flow is disturbed. Flow, But thank you very much for it. That flow gets disturbed. But see, when you're chanting 108 times mantra, our mind is going here and there like that. Just like when we take small children to supermarket, and we are going to supermarket to buy only one thing, bananas. As we go, if we go by ourselves, we just go and buy bananas and come back. But when we take small kids with us, then they say, "Oh, whatever this, whatever that biscuit, drink, that this." Mind is like that. But if you're just listening to it, then that's all you need to do. Actually, Gopal said, initially, when he gave Diksha, he said 64 rounds, 64. Then all the devotees said, "Oh, 64, that's impossible." Then he said, "Okay, do 32." And they said, "Oh, 32 also is too much." Then he said, 16, that's all, no more left, no more right. So there is no limitation, but it's a concession. And because the Acharya said it, Krishna will accept it. Because Prabhupada said 16 rounds minimum you do every day, Krishna will accept it. Okay, all right. That's all. Behind 16, 16, that is the medicine. Like doctor gives you, depending on this is the condition, he'll give a tablet. Similarly, Prabhupada calculated everything. Okay, इनको इतना this is the medicine. इससे कम दिए तो you can't do it. इससे ज्यादा भी दिए तो you can't do it. He said 60. That is the dosage. एक मिनट 1 minute महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नामो प्रापणे वैष्णवे तत्काजं विश्वतोने विजयते श्रीवाण विजयजाल गोविंद यतारे काल दिव्य फले विशेषागरे तारामते जीवाते लोभम माय सुधर्मते ताकि घटना संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दया माय पूरी बड़ी जीव जाय तो प्रसाद तो भय सेनामृत पाव श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमेदा प्रसिद्ध चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय श्री राधा वल्लभ महाप्रसाद की जय ओके सॉरी Aishman, what was the doubt? 5, 7, 11, 15, 15. I have a good every